Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. I'm Ellery, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. I hope you're all doing well and ready for another interesting conversation.
Hey everyone, I'm Jack. Thanks for tuning in. Let's dive right into today's topic.
Today's question is, which one are you? An optimist, a pessimist, or a realist?
I'd say I'm mostly an optimist. I always try to see the bright side of things. Of course, life isn't perfect, but I believe every problem has a solution if you keep a positive attitude. What about you, Jack?
I'd say I'm more of a realist. I like to keep my feet on the ground. Don't get me wrong, I always hope for the best, but I also prepare for the worst. Life doesn't always go as planned, so I try to stay flexible.
Great answer, Sarah. So, what exactly is an optimist? Can you explain it to us?
Sure, an optimist is someone who always tries to look on the bright side. They believe that good things can happen, even when life gets tough. Instead of giving up, they stay hopeful and keep moving forward. I think being optimistic helps you deal with challenges in a healthier way.
What about you, Jack? How would you define a realist?
A realist is someone who sees things as they really are. They don't expect life to be perfect, but they don't assume the worst either. They focus on the facts, make practical decisions, and deal with situations one step at a time. In my opinion, being a realist means staying calm and thinking clearly, even when things don't go your way.
What about you, Ellery? Are you a pessimist?
Not really. I don't think I'm a pessimist. I'm probably somewhere between an optimist and a realist. I always try to stay positive, but I also like to be realistic. I believe it's important to hope for the best while keeping your expectations realistic.
Which group do you think is more likely to become depressed?
That's an interesting question. I don't think there's a simple answer. However, pessimists might be more likely to become depressed because they tend to focus on the negative side of things. That said, anyone can experience depression, no matter if they're an optimist, a realist, or a pessimist. Mental health depends on many different factors.
I agree with Sarah. Pessimists may be at a higher risk because they often expect the worst and spend more time worrying. But depression isn't just about your mindset. It can also be caused by stress, trauma, genetics, or life experiences. So I don't think we should label people based only on whether they're optimistic or pessimistic.
What do you think, Jack?
I think pessimists may be more vulnerable because they often dwell on negative thoughts. But I also believe too much optimism can sometimes make people ignore reality. That's why I prefer to be a realist. I try to stay positive without losing sight of the facts. To me, balance is the key.
I couldn't agree more. I think balance is one of the most important things in life. If you're too optimistic, you might overlook problems. If you're too pessimistic, you might miss great opportunities. But when you find a balance, you can stay hopeful while still making smart decisions.
I do believe optimism can create positive energy. When you have a positive mindset, you're usually more confident, more motivated, and more open to new opportunities. It doesn't mean positive thinking magically solves everything, but it can definitely influence the way you see the world and how you respond to challenges.
Who do you think is more successful? Pessimists, optimists, or realists?
If I had to choose, I'd say realists. They dream big, but they also keep their feet on the ground. They take calculated risks instead of acting on impulse, and they learn from both success and failure. That being said, I think success depends more on your actions than your mindset alone.
I have a different opinion. I'd say optimists are often more successful because they don't let failure hold them back. They see setbacks as learning opportunities, keep going even when things get tough, and they're not afraid to chase their dreams. In my opinion, a positive attitude can take you a long way. Where do you think it comes from? How does someone become an optimist, a pessimist, or a realist?
I think it starts in childhood. The way we're raised, the people around us, and our life experiences all play a big role. For example, if someone grows up in a supportive environment, they may become more optimistic. On the other hand, difficult experiences can make a person more pessimistic. But the good news is that our mindset isn't set in stone. We can change the way we think over time.
I agree with you, Jack. I also think our personality isn't shaped by just one thing. It's a mix of our family, friends, culture, education, and the experiences we go through. The good thing is, we can all grow. With self-awareness and practice, we can develop a healthier and more balanced mindset.
How can we tell if someone is an optimist, a pessimist, or a realist?
I think the easiest way is to listen to how they think and talk. Optimists usually focus on possibilities and say things like, everything will work out. Pessimists often expect the worst and notice problems first. Realists, on the other hand, look at the facts before making a judgment. You can also learn a lot by watching how people react when they face challenges or setbacks.
I agree, but I don't think we should judge someone based on just a few conversations. People can be optimistic in one situation and pessimistic in another. That's why it's important to look at their overall attitude and how they deal with life over time. No one fits perfectly into just one category.
That's true, Jack. I also think labels can be misleading. Instead of asking, is this person an optimist or a pessimist? Maybe we should ask, how do they usually respond to challenges? At the end of the day, our attitude can change as we grow and learn from our experiences.
So, to sum it up, there isn't a single right way to see the world. Being an optimist, a pessimist, or a realist isn't about being right or wrong. What really matters is having a healthy balance. Stay positive, but don't ignore reality. Be realistic, but don't lose hope. And remember, your mindset isn't fixed. You can always grow, learn, and change.
My advice is simple. Don't let your mindset limit you. Keep learning, stay open-minded, and don't be afraid to change your perspective. Sometimes, a small change in the way you think can make a big difference in your life.
And remember, it's okay to have bad days. You don't have to be positive all the time. Just be kind to yourself, keep moving forward, and take life one day at a time. That's what really matters.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We'll be back with another exciting topic very soon. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay curious, and keep learning English. Bye, everyone.